August 1st, 2026, Tottenham are down to 10 men against Chelsea and still win 2-1. Yes, it is only a preseason match. But just a few months earlier, this team were sitting close to the relegation zone and had finished 17th for the second season in a row. Then Roberto De Zerbi arrived. He collected 11 points from 7 matches, kept the club in the Premier League, and in the summer, Tottenham signed Tonali, Mateus Fernandes, Hecke, Senesi and Robertson. So what the hell is he building in North London? Can a team that was recently fighting for survival really become a title contender? Good question. Here's what we can see right now. First, De Zerbi restored the players' confidence. Second, he began implementing football built around controlled risk. And third, he was given a squad assembled specifically for that model. To understand whether this project can take Tottenham to major success, let's look at the arguments on both sides, why De Zerbi's system is already working, and where it could crack under its first serious test. On March 31st, De Zerbi took over a Tottenham side that had collected just 5 points from 13 matches and were stuck in 17th place. With only 7 games left in the season, he postponed any complicated footballing rebuild. In the spring, character, responsibility, and the players' confidence mattered more. The start was uneven. A defeat to Sunderland, followed by a 2-2 draw with Brighton. But then came victories over Wolverhampton, Aston Villa, and Everton. The last of those finally secured Tottenham's place in the Premier League. Bentancur spoke about a new energy. Van de Ven spoke about personal conversations and restored trust. That is difficult to measure, but the numbers changed. Before De Zerbi, 5 points from 13 matches. Under him, 11 from 7. Yes, that is still not title-winning form, but one thing has to be recognized. De Zerbi stopped the collapse. And in the summer, he outlined the next stage.
Now we have to improve the style, the quality of our football, and the organization.
So, he saved the team. Now he could start teaching them to play his way. The main idea looks risky. Instead of clearing the ball under pressure, the goalkeeper, defenders, and midfielders move closer together around their own penalty area and continue playing short. The idea is simple. The more opponents move towards the ball, the more space they leave behind them. If Tottenham can play through the first wave of pressure, they can then attack against the defensive structure that has already been pulled apart. But before that happens, every player has to occupy the exact position and must not hide from the pass. At Brighton, this model increased average possession from around 50 to 60%, while the number of passing sequences containing 10 or more passes almost doubled. At the same time, De Zerbi does not want possession to turn into softness.
I love having the ball, but without the ball, I want to see 11 defenders.
Against Aston Villa, we saw the first signs of this version. Palhinha protected the center, Bentancur controlled the tempo, Gallagher played higher up and initiated the press. In the 12th minute, Gallagher scored. In the 25th, Richarlison. Until the 62nd minute, Villa had not taken a single shot. Tottenham had 9. Bentancur explained the principle more simply than any tactical diagram.
When we can speed up, we speed up. Otherwise, we play, enjoy the ball, and move.
So we can already see it. The team are developing a clear way to create space. But a system like this requires very specific players. After saving the team, De Zerbi said that only 10, 11, or 12 players fully suited him. Then the club signed Tonali, Mateus Fernandes, Hecke, Senesi, and Robertson. Tonali is supposed to control the tempo and receive the ball under pressure. De Zerbi spent almost 2 hours explaining the project to him, after which the player
That conversation was almost magical. Now I definitely have to sign a contract with you.
Mateus adds movement and pressure after losing the ball. He also highlighted the coach's personal approach.
The way he spoke to me and my family made the decision easy.
Hecke already knows De Zerbi's demands from Brighton. Senesi is used to starting attacks from deep. Robertson brings width, intensity, and experience in big matches. This does not exactly look like random summer shopping, does it? The club are building a squad for a specific model, and the coach is personally selling the idea to the players. So, here's what we have so far. De Zerbi stopped the collapse, began implementing recognizable football, and received the players his system requires. Sounds convincing, doesn't it? But now the real test begins. What happens against a low block, intense pressing, injuries, and the first mistake near their own goal? Well, the project has a clear idea, but let's break down the weak points in De Zerbi's system. First, the sample size is too small. We have seen only 7 official matches with De Zerbi in charge of Tottenham, and in the spring his task was survival, not the full implementation of his system. 11 points confirm that he knows how to revive a team quickly, but they do not prove that the team can sustain this kind of football across 38 league matches. Beating Chelsea with 10 men? A great sign, but it is still preseason. In friendly matches, you can see character, the first ideas, and new combinations, but you'll agree, it is still too early to draw conclusions about a title race from them. Second, De Zerbi's trap only works when the opponent agrees to press. What happens if a team does not press? There will be nobody to lure out. Tottenham will have to break down a compact defense themselves, and this new squad has not yet faced that test in an official match. There is also the opposite danger. At Brighton, De Zerbi's team had a lot of possession, but conceded 15 goals from counterattacks and allowed 51 shots from fast breaks. One mistake near their own penalty area could wipe out all the control they had over the match. Third, there are still problems in attack. Xavi Simons is recovering from a torn ACL. Kudus missed 23 matches last season, and Kulusevski did not play at all throughout the season. Without healthy creators, the team may beat the press and move the ball forward, but then fail to find the final solution near the opposition goal. Finally, De Zerbi's previous 2 projects ended early. He achieved historic results with Brighton and brought Marseille back to the Champions League, but he did not stay long at either club. That is not a verdict, but in my view, he needs a board that fully shares his ambitions. So the limitations are very real. A small sample size, risky build-up, problems against a low block, injuries, and the question around the coach. Let's put everything together and answer the main question. Are this Tottenham team ready to fight for the title? So, the foundation is there. De Zerbi stopped the collapse, is implementing a clear playing model, and has been given players who fit his ideas. My answer today is this. De Zerbi has already built one of the most interesting projects in England. But to call Tottenham title contenders, we need proof in official matches. The first real test comes against Brentford on August 22nd. That is when we will see how De Zerbi's new team handle the reality of the Premier League. Are you already looking forward to the Brentford match?